Stop thinking of yourself as a victim for just one moment and look at the sleeping giant that lives beneath your skin. We often talk about the empath as a fragile, soft-hearted creature, but there is a dark side to your kindness that makes the narcissist's blood run cold. When an empath finally reaches their breaking point, they don't just get angry. They become a psychological mirror that reflects the narcissist's true rot with such surgical precision that it destroys their world. Today, we are exposing the empath rage, not the screaming kind, but the cold, analytical, and lethal brand of fury that hunts the hunter. We are answering the haunting question: what happens when the most loving person in the room decides to become the narcissist's executioner? Have you ever felt a sudden, terrifying stillness in your chest after months of being gaslit and pushed to the edge? That stillness isn't depression. It is the silence of a predator who has just realized they are being hunted by something far more powerful than themselves. The narcissist has spent the entire relationship thinking they were the only ones playing a game, but they forgot that empaths are masters of observation. You have been taking notes on every lie, every manipulation, and every hollow fear they've ever shown you. When the rage finally ignites, it doesn't manifest as a tantrum. It manifests as a total withdrawal of the light they need to survive, leaving them alone in the dark with their own reflection. The transition from healer to hunter is the plot twist the narcissist never sees coming in their little theater of abuse. They believe your empathy is a weakness they can exploit forever, but they don't realize that your empathy is actually a high-definition radar. You have mapped the internal void of the narcissist better than they have themselves. When you snap, you aren't just reacting to their latest insult, you are executing a total systematic shutdown of their false self. This is the big haunting question. Why does an empath's anger feel like a death sentence to the narcissist's ego? It's because for the first time in their life, they are being seen exactly as the small, frightened cowards they truly are. Think of the narcissist as a professional con artist who has been caught in the act by the person they thought was the easiest mark. Your rage is the searchlight that exposes their dirty secrets and their pathetic insecurities. They have spent a lifetime convincing the world they are special, but you are the only one who knows they are nothing. When an empath enters a state of rage, they stop protecting the narcissist's feelings. They stop fixing the chaos. They simply stand in their truth and describe the narcissist's behavior with a clinical, bone-chilling accuracy. This truth execution is what destroys the narcissist because they have no defense against a reality they can no longer manipulate. We are stepping into the analytical fire of a soul that has finally had enough of the parasite's hunger. Most survivors feel guilty about their anger, but today we are reclaiming it as a holy weapon. Your rage is the biological immune response to a virus that tried to eat you alive. You are locking the doors of your empathy and turning your vibration into a wall of ice. The narcissist is starving because you've stopped providing the life force they were addicted to. This isn't just a breakup, it is a spiritual eviction. You are throwing the predator out into the cold, and you are doing it with a smile that tells them you know exactly how weak they really are. The narcissist's greatest fear isn't that you'll leave, it's that you'll stay and see the truth without blinking. Your rage is the mirror of judgment that they can't run from. When you stop crying and start analyzing, the narcissist realizes the supply has turned into poison. Every touch you once gave with love is now withheld with a cold authority that makes them feel invisible. This invisibility is a lethal consequence for someone who only exists through the attention of others. You are effectively deleting them from your reality, and since you were their only source of real light, they are disintegrating in the shadows of your indifference. Let's look at the psychological architecture of your fury. It isn't built on hatred, it's built on absolute clarity. You aren't crazy for snapping, you are sober for the first time in years. You are seeing the smallness of the monster. You are seeing the script they've been using on you since day one. This sovereignty is what makes your rage so brutal. You aren't arguing about the dishes or the cheating anymore, you are calling out their pathological emptiness. You are telling them to their face that they are a glitch in the system, a person who is incapable of real human connection. This soul-deep truth is the only thing that can truly collapse a narcissist. The big haunting question remains, can a person who was so soft really become this lethal? The answer is a resounding yes, because an empath's anger is fueled by justice, not malice. You are fighting for the soul they tried to steal. When you decide to destroy a narcissist, you do it by revealing the emptiness. You stop playing the role of the supply and you start playing the role of the witness. You document the abuse, you expose the lies to the flying monkeys, and you walk away with a calm that is more terrifying than any scream. You are the executioner of the illusion, and the narcissist is the corpse of their own false self. Do not click away, because we are about to break down the internal machinery of why the narcissist's world falls apart when you get angry. We are going to expose why your high vibration becomes a tsunami that washes away their house of sand. This is secret knowledge that survivors need to understand. Your anger is the key to your freedom. You are not turning into them, you are returning to yourself. We are going to show you how to use this rage as a filter to ensure that no predator ever dares to step into your light again. You are about to see the narcissistic collapse in its most cinematic and revealing form. This first chapter is your permission slip to be lethal with your boundaries. The narcissist bet everything on the idea that you were too kind to fight back. They lost the bet. As we move into the psychological breakdown, we are going to strip away the dark magic of the narcissist's influence. We are going to show you that the monster only had power because you were lighting the room. Now that you've turned the searchlight on them, they have nowhere to hide. Hold on to your truth. We are going to witness the brutal fall of the sexual killer and the energy parasite together. The empath rage is here, and it is magnificent. To understand the psychological breakdown of the narcissist when faced with empath rage, you have to realize they are addicted to your forgiveness. A narcissist views your empathy as an infinite credit card that they can swipe whenever they commit a moral crime. They have spent the entire relationship draining your accounts of patience and grace. But when you snap, the bank is closed. This sudden bankruptcy of supply creates a psychic shock in the narcissist. They realize they no longer have a safety net. The person who always caught them is now the person who is watching them fall with a cold, analytical smile. Metaphorically, the narcissist is a vampire who just realized their casket has been filled with sunlight. You were their sanctuary, their hiding place from the truth of their own emptiness. By getting angry, you have removed the roof of their false reality. They are exposed to the UV rays of your awareness. They are burning in the presence of your clarity. This is the terrible thing they tried to prevent with their gaslighting. They knew that if you ever woke up, your radiance would be lethal to their shadow self. You are no longer supply, you are the sun, and shadows cannot fight the light. Their hidden motive was total ownership through emotional exhaustion. They wanted to keep you so busy fixing them that you wouldn't have time to see them. But your rage is the final exhaustion of the lie. You have stopped working for the predator. This strike of the empath is a system-wide failure for the narcissist. They have no internal engine, they only have tethers to your engine. When you cut the tethers with the blade of your anger, the narcissist becomes inert. They are a statue of grandiosity in an empty room, screaming for an audience that has left the building. We must talk about the death of the mirror. A narcissist uses you to see a god, but empath rage turns you into a mirror that only reflects truth. When they look at you now, they don't see their fake greatness, they see their ugliness, their cowardice, and their hollowness. This realization is narcissistic mortification, a psychological death that is more painful than physical injury. They hate the mirror, so they try to smash it with rage, but you are not glass, you are light. You cannot be smashed. Every attack they throw at you only illuminates their desperation even more. Imagine a parasite that has been ripped out of the flesh and thrown into the salt. That is the narcissist in the presence of your righteous fury. They are withering. They are twitching. They are searching for a new host with manic speed, but their reputation is bleeding and their mask is shattered. You have infected them with the truth, and the truth is toxic to a being of lies. Your anger is the antibiotic that is cleaning the infection of the abuse from your life. The narcissist is the bacteria that is being excreted from your system with a brutal finality. The narcissist's internal chaos is a vacuum that needs your emotion to feel solid. When you are angry in a controlled, analytical way, you are starving the vacuum. You are providing nothing but cold facts. This lack of emotional response is the final discard. You are dismissing them as irrelevant. This irrelevance is the ultimate insult to a grandiose ego. They would rather have you hate them passionately than describe them accurately. By describing them, you are categorizing them as a minor malfunction in your life, and that smallness is lethal to them. Let's look at the metaphor of the deep-sea predator. The narcissist dragged you into the high-pressure depths of their lies. They thought you would drown, but you developed gills. Your rage is your adaptation. You are swimming faster than they are. You are seeing in the dark. You are biting back with the teeth of your sovereignty. The narcissist is terrified because they underestimated the host. They thought they were eating a sheep, but they swallowed a shark. You are tearing them apart from the inside out with your unfiltered awareness. You are the sovereign of the deep. The narcissist is a frequency parasite who jammed your truth for years. They convinced you that your anger was abuse. But now you know the difference. Their anger was a weapon of control. Your anger is a weapon of liberation. This moral distinction is what breaks the narcissist's hold. They can no longer shame you into silence. You have reclaimed the gavel. You are the judge, and you are sentencing the predator to permanent exile. Your rage is the boundary that iron-plates your peace. You are closed for business, and the customer is bankrupt. There is also the projective identification of their own panic. They want to make you act crazy so they can point the finger. But empath rage is cold and sharp, not hot and messy. You are delivering the truth with the precision of a surgeon. You are cutting away the cancer of their influence. They are screaming on the table because they have no anesthesia, no lies left to numb the pain of being seen. You are performing the autopsy of the relationship while they are still awake, and you are labeling every organ of betrayal with clinical perfection. This psychological breakdown reveals that the narcissist is nothing without your reaction. Their power was a hologram that required your attention to stay 3D. By getting angry and walking away, you have unplugged the projector. The monster has dissolved into static. As we move into the dramatic turning point, we will see what happens when the empath finally executes the discard themselves. The power shift is cinematic, and it begins with the death of the supplicant. You are about to see the empath become the predator of the predator. The hunt is over, and you are the victor. The dramatic turning point arrives with the silence that follows your final statement. For years, you have argued, explained, and pleaded for understanding. But the empath rage is a different language. It is the language of the end. You look at the narcissist and you don't see a partner, you see a data set of failed morality. This is the psychological plot twist. You stop explaining and start declaring. The power dynamic has inverted so fast it creates a vacuum in the room. The narcissist is waiting for your emotion, but they are met with total, icy detachment. Watch the narcissist panic when their primary hook, your guilt, no longer catches. They will demand an explanation, beg for mercy, or threaten destruction, but you are not moving. You are standing still like a stone wall. This lack of movement is the final defeat of the predator. They realize they have lost the remote control to your nervous system. You have reclaimed your adrenaline. You are vibrating at a frequency of sovereign truth that is toxic to their manipulation. The hunter is now caged by the silence of the prey. This is the moment of internal sovereign alignment. You realize that the narcissist was never the boss of the reality, you were. You were the source of the magic, the source of the supply, and the source of the life. By withdrawing your support, you have executed the relationship. The narcissist feels the ground disappear from under their feet. They are falling into the void they created for you. This role reversal is perfect justice. You are walking into the sun, and they are falling into the black hole of their own internal chaos. You are free. Detail the dramatic reactor failure of the narcissist's gaslighting engine. They try to rewrite the history one last time, but you correct the record with cold, hard evidence. You show the receipts. You quote the lies. You describe the patterns. This analytical fire is lethal to the narcissist's false self. They cannot exist in a world of facts. They melt like vermin in the presence of the light. You are not fighting them, you are documenting them. And documentation is the final discard. You have turned the predator into a case study. The plot twist deepens. The empath realizes that they don't need a reaction from the narcissist to feel vindicated. Your own awareness is the vindication. You stop asking for the truth because you are the truth. The narcissist is frantically trying to get your attention, but you are busy building a life that is beautiful, powerful, and narcissist-free. You have outgrown the cage. The predator is rattling the bars of an empty room. They are screaming at a shadow, while you are vibrating at a speed they cannot match. You are gone. They attempt a malignant hoover through a theatrical crisis or a final betrayal with new supply. They want to see if your rage is still energy they can eat. But the recovered empath sees the bait and ignores it. You pity the new supply and you bless the discard. You accept the insult as proof of your graduation. This lack of reaction is the nuclear strike on the narcissist's ego. They are starving in public. They are exposed as a small, bitter entity that needs your pain to feel real. But your pain has transmuted into power. Show the shift in the energetic signature of the survivor. You carry yourself with a new, heavy authority. You speak with a blunt truth that cuts through the fog. The narcissist senses this change and it triggers their annihilation anxiety. They realize that you are no longer exploitable. You have grown a spine made of truth and self-love. You are untouchable. The predator is exposed as a coward in the presence of your authenticity. They flinch when you look them in the eye. They cannot handle the light. Psychological shift. You forgive yourself for staying so long. This self-compassion is the final exorcism. You release the shame the narcissist dumped into you. You realize that your body was a battlefield, but the war is over. You feel a surge of internal heat that is pure and clean. You are healing at the atomic level. The trauma bond is evaporating like mist in the sun. You realize that the relationship was a dark initiation that forced you to find your strength. You thank the pain for the power it created. This is the moment of total detachment. You see the narcissist in public or on a screen, and you feel nothing. No hate, no love, no longing. Just indifference. They are a faded memory of a bad movie. You have closed the book. You have walked out of the theater. The turning point is absolute. You are inhabiting your own life with an intensity that is terrifying to the weak. You are radiant. You are steady. You are home. The power shift is complete. You are the master now. The narcissist is a distant noise. As we move into the collapse, remember, the narcissist depends on your reflection to feel real. By getting angry and walking away, you have deleted their existence in your universe. They are going to panic. They are going to burn their own world down to get your attention. But you are no longer the firefighter. You are watching the fire from the high ground, safe in your sovereignty. We are about to witness the total internal collapse of the abuser as they realize that the empath they used is finally irrevocably free. The end is brutal. The collapse of the narcissist's internal reality is a spectacle of desperate void. When the empath finally unleashes the rage and withdraws, the narcissist loses their primary battery. They are forced to look at the monstrosity of their own soul with no reflection to gild it. This is narcissistic mortification. They experience a psychic implosion that exposes their true nature to the world. You will see them acting out with increasing recklessness. Their lies become sloppy. Their mask becomes translucent. They are choking on the ash of their own failures. Their social consequences are swift and public. As the recovered empath speaks the brutal truth with cold clarity, the smear campaign evaporates. The truth has its own gravity. People start seeing the pattern the narcissist left behind. The flying monkeys start falling away as they sense the rot. The narcissist is isolated in the social desert they designed for you. This irony is perfect justice. They are the one who is now socially devalued. They are the one who is labeled as toxic. They are locked in a reputation they cannot rewrite. The internal panic of the narcissist becomes a constant screaming for supply that no longer exists. They look for you in every face they exploit, but no one can reflect the God image you once gave them. They are starving for the high-grade empathy they discarded with their cruelty. They realize they killed the golden goose. This regret isn't love, it's hunger. They hate you for being happy without their permission. Every smile you have is a stab to their insecurity. They are trapped in a mausoleum of unfinished destruction. Watch the harsh truth of their new life. They look old. They look gray. They look diminished. The energy they stole from you has expired, and they have no internal reactor. They are cursed to repeat the same loop with lesser and lesser souls until they draw their last breath. They are trapped in a B-movie of their own making, haunted by the memory of the one who got away and found the sun. They are obsessed with the fact that you are untouchable. Their rage is turning inward, eating the last of their humanity. The tone is brutally truthful and analytical. The narcissist is a parasite that underestimated the sovereignty of the empath. By unleashing the rage, you have executed the predator. They are walking dead, carrying the corpse of their own ego. They hate you for surviving their exile. They hate you for being whole in a world they told you was broken. Every breath of peace you take is a poison to their delusion. They are collapsing into the center of their own nothingness. The final discard was yours, and it was brutal. Internal panic leads to pathological stalking of your success. They analyze your every win, searching for a sign of failure, a sign of return. But they find nothing but strength. This strength is traumatic to the narcissist. It debunks their God complex. It proves they are just a glitch in your history. They are screaming from the shadows, trying to cast a spell that no longer works. They are irrelevant. This irrelevance is the final consequence of their evil. They wanted to be remembered as God, but they will be forgotten as a virus. The social discard concludes with the final isolation. The flying monkeys have woken up. The family has distanced themselves. The narcissist is left alone with the ghost of the one they couldn't destroy. This isolation is the mirror they feared their whole life. In the silence, they are forced to hear the echoes of their own lies. They are obsessed with you because you are the only thing that feels real in their world of shadows. But you are a memory they can't command. They are stroking the air where you used to be. Brutally truthful analysis. The narcissist failed because they miscalculated the resilience of the empath. They thought they could eat the sun, but they only burnt their mouth. Once the clouds are blown away by your rage, the sun is still there, hotter and brighter than ever. The narcissist is a shadow that cannot exist in the presence of your light. They are disintegrating. The abuse was your training ground, and you graduated with honors. You have inverted the trauma into power. The narcissist is a broken tool. Intensify the collapse. You watch their disintegration with a sense of holy justice. You don't feel vengeance, you feel order. You see that the world is actually safe because you are the one who defines your reality. The narcissist's rage is a distant noise that no longer reaches your frequency. You are healing at a speed they cannot match. You are living at a depth they cannot reach. The collapse is the final closing of the narrative. The monster is dead, and the village is celebrating. The end is brutal and permanent. As we enter the final truth, look at the ruin of the abuser and realize you are the final truth. The rage was just the shell of your evolution. You have found the key. You have opened the door. You have walked into the world and the world recognized you. The final truth is cinematic, empowering, and saturated with radiance. The collapse is complete. The sunrise is internal. You are free to build a world where predators are nothing but ghosts in the distance. You are the sovereign one. We have reached the final truth, the cinematic closing where the hooks of the past are melted by the heat of your presence. The final truth is this: empath rage is not a sin, it is a sanctification. It is the moment you decide that your soul is not for sale. You are destroying the narcissist by being the one thing they can never be: authentic. You have realized that the relationship was a dark ceremony that forced you to summon your own light. You are the master of your own energy. The predator is inert. Emotional closure comes from the absolute knowledge that the narcissist never existed as the person you loved. You were in love with a reflection of your own empathy. Today, you have taken the reflection back. You are closing the case file on the abuser. You have realized that their hate was a badge of honor. A being of darkness will always hate the sun. You accept the hate as proof of your magnificence. You are validating yourself by the fact that you can breathe, you can dream, and you can love again. The verdict is sovereign. Healing is the cinematic slow burn of presence. It is the feeling of the ground under your feet, the sound of your own voice telling the truth, and the sight of a future that is unwritten. You are reprogramming your nervous system to expect safety. You are learning that empathy is a superpower, not a weakness. You are finding your soul. You are building a life that is so authentic and so powerful that the memory of the narcissist feels like a B-movie you watched in another lifetime. You are the director. Empowerment is the quiet strength of the empath who refused to stay broken. You have seen the bottom of the abyss and you brought back the light. You are unshakable. The narcissist's screams from the shadows are just background noise in the symphony of your life. You have changed the frequency. You are tuned in to the voice of the universe, to the pulse of the earth, and to the truth of your own value. You have reclaimed your power, and you are using it to heal the world. You are a warrior of the light. The final line is being written in the stars. You are part of a global awakening of sovereign empaths who are refusing to be supply. We are collective strength. We are spiritually invincible. The narcissist's obsession with your rage was the last stand of a dying ghost. The age of the predator is ending. The age of the authentic is beginning. You are a pioneer of the soul. Your voice is a siren of truth for others who are still in the fog. You are calling them home to themselves. Imagine the final scene. You are standing on a beach at sunrise. The waves are washing away the last footprints of the abuser's shadows. Below you, the dark valley of the trauma is dissolving in the light. Above you, the sky is exploding with colors you can finally see again. You are whole. You are complete. You are indifferent. The narcissist is a name you can barely remember, a face you no longer recognize. You breathe in the clean air of sovereignty, and you never look back. The narcissist is now a distant memory, stalking the ruins of a life they burnt. They are screaming at the wind, begging the dust to become the mirror again. But the mirror is gone. You are flesh and blood, light and fire, moving at the speed of joy. You have found your peace. You have found your tribe. You have found your soul. The rage of the empath was the rebirth of the human. The credits are rolling. The theater is empty. The light is permanent. The narcissist tried to kill the empath because they were terrified of your power. They wanted to keep you as their internal battery, but the battery exploded into a sun. You are magnificent. You are unstoppable. You have won the game by refusing to be a pawn. You have ascended beyond the manipulation. You are the truth. You are the way. You are the life. The fog has no choice but to vanish in your presence. You are the sovereign. Reclaim your space. Reclaim your voice. Reclaim your right to walk the earth with confidence and glory. The sexual killer, the psychological parasite, and the emotional arsonist have no power in this light. You are generating your own frequency now, and it is a frequency of freedom, justice, and radiance. Use it to warm your own life. Use it to create beauty. Use it to love deeply with others who vibrate at your level. You are a generator of universal light, and the grid is restored. The narcissist spent a lifetime trying to weaponize your heart, but they never realized that an empath's rage is the precise instrument that cuts the strings of their control forever. Go forth and live with the intensity that was meant to be yours all along. The war is won, the mirror is broken, and you are finally, irrevocably free.